purpose of creating this video is to comment so many spiritualist thinkers, other such great people who have tried to understand what is mind and what is matter. One spiritual thinker told that in Vedanta it is in binaries: consciousness and purification of consciousness. Purified consciousness is divine, unpurified consciousness is temporal worldliness. The entire journey of consciousness, actually it is a consciousness which is making journey, not the matter. So journey is of mind, not of matter. Matter is a constant in the universe, mind is traveling. The journey of mind is evolution of consciousness. What we think in terms of Darwinism, evolutionary theories, which tell that matter is shaping, or the creatures are shaping, bodies are shaping to cope with the material situations, to live longer, adjust better. What is the concept and what is the logic behind them is that actually it is the consciousness in them which is continuously interacting with the matter and trying to improve upon its navigation. So journey of consciousness is the issue to understand. What is journey of consciousness? From matter to mind, from material things to consciousness, the entire journey can be narrated in one terms that consciousness is trying to get its perfection, and we as human beings are the biggest repository of consciousness in its own way. A thoughtful behavior is not consciousness. Reflex behavior is not consciousness. That is in every creature. Actually, consciousness is to think where you are and where you should have been and what you are. The entire edifice of consciousness means when we try to understand what is the ultimate design of the consciousness, why we are conscious, what the consciousness wants to achieve being conscious. As a human being, we all are wired, we all are aware that consciousness is embedded with its perfectionism. Absolute consciousness is what? Imperfect consciousness in creatures traveling through different species in human beings, and then human beings have also degree of differences. So what is a perfect consciousness? and it is where the journey ends. The perfect consciousness means that when consciousness understands for what it is meant, we all are unhappy. We are a mix of consciousness and material pursuits. Material pursuits spurring from the consciousness and then vice versa. What happens? The amalgam of matter and mind being so viciously designed actually make us unhappy. The perfect route to become happy is to understand the entire edifice of consciousness and then defining the relation of mind with matter and vice versa. Are we meant for matter? Yes. As human beings, we are going to hold our consciousness provided that we have a body which has certain basics. It has to be pain free, it has to be disease free, and it has to be anxiety free. And what is anxiety? Again, it is a spiritualism. Why I should worry tomorrow? If I am worrying tomorrow, for what? For our basics, our needs, or for unlimited desire of accumulation. The consciousness in us teaches us and finally convinces us that our goal should be to liberate us from material desires, to get a freedom from all these cycles. We build castles of the matter without dovetailing them with our needs, and we are in the vicious circle of desires. And that is the root cause of poverty, unemployment, conflict, etc., etc. in society. When we need more than what we want, sorry, when we want more than what we need, this is the conflict. Gandhiji told rightly that nature has given everything for our needs, but not for our greeds. Greed is a multiple accumulation unconsumed in our lifetime. The consciousness which is purified by spirituality says two things. We are conscious of our being and who we are. We are not born to be prosperous. We are born to be valued, adherent. We are born to liberate us from worldly things. We are born to purify aberrations of our minds and aberrations of our consciousness. And what are the aberrations of our consciousness? We are driven by aberrations, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह. These are aberrations. और यही जब हम हनुमान चालीसा में बोलते हैं हरहु कलेश विकार, मनोवृत्तियों का विकार से बड़ा दुख कुछ नहीं होता है. A polluted mind, which we all are destined to have, is the biggest cause and result of our unhappiness. How to become happy? What are the considered spiritualistic narrations regarding that? First thing is that hold your mind, grip your mind, own your mind, live your mind, love your mind, like your mind, liberate your mind. Mind in us, which generates so many feelings, desires, instincts, actually keeps us at tenterhooks, totally wandering and anxious. How to hold our minds? The one principle of spirituality is that try to do meditation. Meditation is like gripping your mind and shutting its extra dynamics. It is a kind of controlling your mind to make it motionless. The more you get a control on your mind, more you are happier. Happiness you cannot achieve in the external world without coherent internal world. Mind is the fountain of happiness. If we control our minds, if we convince our minds, if we understand our minds, I think we can understand the happiness as well. In this process, I will like to again quote Vedanta that we are not connected to the world only materially. We are going to die. We will be again the earth, part of the earth. We will be becoming ashes. What is really connecting us with each and every creature is our consciousness. Even before death, we are assimilated. Each and every creature, flora and fauna, living and non-living beings, can be assimilated by the consciousness. And consciousness in us is inclusive of this universe. And that is real monism of the consciousness. My consciousness is the part of universal consciousness, and to that extent, if I am connected with the universal consciousness, I am assimilated in and included in this world. And that is why I believe that we should always strive to introspect in us whether we are following the path of consciousness, truth, virtue, convictions, etc., or we are just thinking something else, doing something else. So, this dichotomy of action and thought is cause of our unhappiness. The moment we assimilate our mind and matter and action in one singularity, our problem is gone. Thank you for today.